Today I'm here with somebody I really admire, somebody, community person, and today we'll therefore talk about some things until we don't hit we really hard, especially for those who they Texas. For those who they know, my goal is community building, and when I talk about community building, it's not just about, community building is first of all a very vast topic. So we'll touch every small domain, whether for diaspora or back home, every now and then. Now, for the few people that don't join, I see Sandrion, I beg share. And then if the volume they find, I beg comment here. Me at least will not say the volume they find. And then if the volume they find, I beg. Okay, I think so the volume they find. Since I don't taste time and it's really beautiful, really loud. So we'll go for some small break. And after that small break, I'll introduce my guest. My guest now some person I respect a lot, like I said earlier. I want to learn a lot. I think he don't call 1 or 2 times for the show. And even after I be called, so many people were very happy with what he said. So we'll do a small break, and then when we come back, we'll hear from not just me, but from my guests.
Ask ya. See me hurting, I know if you hide the pain. I did bend my effort down cause I did shame. Wondering when the day go bright again. The streets covered up in blood, it's a fail. Devil done the use sweet, slowly it'll kill we. Mommy the look it picking way no day for hella pee. Little kids in the streets faced with tragedy, crying out for help, oh Lord, where the remedy? Bullets in the streets and the drugs them for tear. First it was the boys, right now even the girls. Where do we come for solace, where do we go for help? Do we really sleep when we lay down in a bed? What do we tell the kids when they can't sleep at night? Because they be afraid of waiting with this in life. Nobody is safe anymore. We ain't safe anymore. You have guns so that you protect the streets, but commotion on day now because you kill Pekin. Then it's a mistake. What really is your gain? Oh, you cause with pain. A man is small picking where they carry a soul. It breaks cut up a floor before the mash and it go. Oh, as a mom, I swear my heart is broken. I don't know who for trust again, even my spirit is broken. We run away from home because it's no longer safe. To hide out in the tears that is also not safe. They're smelling in the air like it's beast of no nation. Where is the peace and our love-filled nation? I swear what I don't dry for my eye. And as of now, man don't even know step when he go die. Rest well, little babies, till we meet again. Rest well.
Hello. Hi everyone. So like I said earlier, today we'll get some person who I respect a lot for studio. I don't know. Sometimes I call him man of God, but one really story I call him a boy. Smart, very intelligent young man. community person where all the time, I mean, I always talk about, oh, my community, oh, our community. So Tane will come and say, hey, to we there, as you see the way they do, I really like them, man. Continue do them. Anyhow, if you say, I feel support you, let me know. Like I said, I don't call 1 or 2 times for the show, and the contribution was so powerful. I felt like we needed to bring him in the studio. Now, I'll introduce my brother, Arnold. Welcome
Yes,
to Toridi.
Thank you so much.
Alpha.
No, I did fine, boy. Thanks for the invite.
Yeah,
it's always a pleasure to come around, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I want to start from, tell us a little bit about you, your name, where you're from, and what you do.
Hello, everyone. My name is Arnold Atanga. I'm from Cameroon. I grew up in Douala. I've been in Dallas, Texas for a while now. I'm a fund manager. I'm into finance, like anything currency, trading, investment. Yeah, I'm into that. So, and I'm also a pastor. I'm the lead pastor of the Golden Church. So if you live around the Dallas Metroplex, please check us out. We are situated Richardson, Dallas, Garland, you know, come around. The Golden Church, to be precise. Yeah, and I'm glad to be here. I'm looking forward to having this conversation.
Wow, so when I don't hear one man, very young man, a pastor, an entrepreneur, and this, and that, and that is what we're supposed to do. We got to work extra hard before we build a foundation. We want to know good day, we're beginning to be happy about what we don't do. Exactly. Now, first of all, you heard, well, you don't hear what happened for Uvalde, Texas. They pronounce it, say Uvalde. They say that VB is silent. I don't know more. Watch a video, so every other person will get an idea
of what is happening.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm gonna watch this video.
Each life lost is a story ended, abruptly, unfairly. But each story is worth telling, honoring.
And I love you so much. And I wish you could come to my birthday, but that you could be at work.
This is Ellie Garcia. She was 9.
And you could send me a video too. I'll be happy. Like I'm always am.
One of the lives taken Tuesday. A life cherished, loved, now forced to be remembered. 10-year-old Xavier Lopez won an award just hours before he was murdered. His mother was at the ceremony, not knowing that's the last time she'd see him. Lexi Lucia Garcia's grandfather said he's the sweetest little boy he's ever known. Jose Flores was an honor roll student. Eliana Torres was looking forward to her last softball game of the year. Alicia Ramirez's grandmother says the last time she saw her was Mother's Day.
She was a very talented little girl. She loved to draw. She was real sweet.
10-year-old Nevaeh Bravo will be remembered by her loving family. Amory Garza's father posted that she turned 10 2 weeks ago. He said she's flying high with the angels above. Eva Mireles and Irma Garcia taught together. They'd each been teaching for about 20 years. They were moms and wives, and like the little ones they taught, the ones we've also lost, they loved.
When you get out of work, I'll be there for you. I love you, Dad.
And they were loved. They always will be. In Dallas, I'm Morgan Young. And they were.
Wow. So now the sad story that of what happened the other day for Texas. I see a few people they watch. Thank you very very much. When I leave comments, when I share, we could get this conversation because it's really important.
Yeah.
How do you feel about what happened the other day in Uvalde?
Man, I mean, like, it's heartbroken, sad, it's just a mix of emotions. You can't really put to word what happened. It took everybody by surprise. And just imagine you're a parent sitting at home and your kid left in the morning that are going to school. Then just all of a sudden you get a call that, they just got shot. Just how terrifying that is, it's just like, I don't even know what to say, but my deep condolence goes to the parents that are bereaved and all that. That is really, really a huge concern in America. The whole gunshot, is becoming too alarming. We have it like everywhere, Chicago, New York. It's just something that keeps going over and over. I think it's the right time for conversations to be have on behalf of that. What could be done? Why is it that is happening in America more than every other place in the world? Because we've not heard about stuff like this happening in many other countries. They do happen, but not as much. So it's really an issue of concern. It's really an issue of concern.
The Cameroonian community for diaspora, especially America, they grew, and very soon. We'll get to that place when things like this happen, we'll get 1 or 2 people inside it. Even if it not happen now, we'll not go be when we're picking their own bone, picking their own bone. In the years to come, it will start affect us also.
Yeah.
Do you think there is anything our community should be doing right now, especially with regards to which will happen for Uvalde, Texas?
I mean, boy, like that very, very difficult place for we to be even as a community, because this one a problem. This is a general problem. It's a complex issue. Even people in Congress, presidents, politicians, some of them, when they are trying to be elected, they make promises that they're going to see into the whole gun laws and all that. But even at that level, to make a change is really hard because the gun lobby thing is a big deal. There are people that are benefiting from it. It's just like guns. People need guns for self-defense, but sometimes the wrong people come and they find the guns in their hands and they use the gun for atrocity. So to really fight it is really a hard thing because people are using gun for evil. It does not mean you can stop other people from having gun who have them just for self-defense. So it's really a challenge that really I don't really think I really have an answer for it, but what we can do at our basic level might be to see how we as a community we can grow and start putting ourselves indoors to have those conversations and just giving our ideas on how to reform the gun laws so stuff like this can be mitigated. It cannot be totally avoided, but it can be mitigated if different laws are put into place and stuff like that. I also have to train our kids to just to be caution, but I don't know how much they could be caution. You know, they are going to school, they are just kids. You know, they have to play like any other kid. I don't know how you can tell them not to socialize, or you can just keep them at home.
Watching
they'll become paranoid. You know, so it's really a complex topic. But I think what we can do too, the homeschooling thing is becoming a thing these days. You know, a lot of parents, because of all what is happening, they choose to make their kids to go homeschooling because they're trying to avoid stuff like that. But how long are you going to do it? You know, how long are they going to do homeschooling? So that could be an option. But I just say parents, they can try their best to caution the kid, and this is when we need the spiritual side of things as well. You know, regardless of everything happen, we understand that there's a supreme being, God exists. And in moments like this, we can dedicate our kids in God's hands for them to be exempted when stuff like this happen. Because in the whole school, there were many kids, but not all the kids got shot, you know. So by divine providence, some were exempted. So us as parents in our community, we have to have a foundation that is firm in God and make our kids to abide some of those beliefs, and where they can pray for God's providence. We believe God protect and God keep people, you know. So in case of situations like that, they can be exempted because it's just something our hands are tied. We cannot stop the gun laws. It's something that is beyond us. There are people that are making billions of dollars because of the law that is in place, and there are other people that are paranoid and need it for self-defense. So what can we do, you know? So I just feel like those little remedies could help.
Now, man of God, you just make some point now. I want more touch on. I know very well so some persons will comment on. You say we need to pray for our kids. These things happen, and some kids they be exempted. You never know why. But even for Bible, it already be written say this. So some person will betray Jesus. Some persons so sacrificial lamb will already be whether we like or not. So is it safe to say whether that begin to be like they be already be written? Saying that they will be sacrificial lamb or something?
I mean that is really complicated, you know, because people can misunderstand it. It's almost like bad things. Some people are destined for evil to happen. It's almost like whenever bad things happen, it was destined to happen. Does it mean like every bad thing that happened in our life is because it was destined for it to happen? Some of them could be because of human error, and the human error could be at a personal level, and the human error to be also as a corporate level. God was not the one who advocated for guns to be handed in the hands of wrong people, you know. But those are people pushing agendas like that, and some of them are pushing it for economic reasons. It's not just for the sake of self-defense, you know. But so in cases like that now, if because of all those laws that were passed, and now the wrong people have guns in their hands, and now they use the guns to shoot people, are we going to blame God for it? That is human error, you know. So saying that was destined to happen, I'll be very careful to say it, to say that. But another thing that we can also say is like all things happen together for good. It means like even if something was caused by human and it happens and the life of other people was taken in the process, we can still find solace and hope by leaning on God, and God can still comfort us in the midst of that. But for us to attribute that to be God or destiny is a mindset I really don't want to abide by, because it's gonna make people to feel like, okay, for example, you Toride, you can just live your life recklessly, smoke all cigarette, drink everything. That was destined that if you die, you get what I'm saying? So it can make people to be a little bit reckless, and we don't take our own responsibility and the things we can do to cut the life of other people short, or even our own life, you know? So, yeah. So that's what I have to say about that.
Wow. So I want to play some video. And I want more listen that video and then hear what this guy talk for that video, and then you tell me what you think.
All right.
Because sometimes I listen to things and I'm like, okay, now see, me, my hand not correct, or how.
Talk about how we could have prevented the horror that played out across the street. Look, the killer entered here the same way the killer entered Santa Fe, through a back door, an unlocked back door. I sat down at round tables with the families from Santa Fe. We talked about what we need to do to harden schools, including not having unlocked back doors, including not having unlocked doors to classroom, having one door that goes in and out of the school, having armed police officers at that one door.
I don't know what you try to talk. I just hope I understand it very well. But now Texas Senator Ted Cruz, so they try to talk, say, instead of blame guns, they try to blame the security around that place. Like the back door was not closed. Do you think that's a valid point to blame security, to be like, oh, maybe we should arm teachers, or maybe we should get more security, or maybe we should. So are they generally wait till the travel talking and say, when most of the always talking and say either we get more people armed or we close the environment, which means for me in a technical way, we say imprison people. Instead of, do you think that's a valid point? Instead of worrying about the number of guns in the street and all that?
Yeah. Those are like those are short fixes. You know, there's a way to solve a problem. You can solve the symptom of the problem, and it looks like the problem is solved. But the root of the problem is still there, you know. So to say like because the door was open, that's why somebody got in, that the school, they have to lock all the doors. What about the cases where the kid gets shot when they're getting into the bus?
Yeah.
So how are we gonna do with that?
Yeah.
You know, so I don't think that is is like the main reason to avoid the gun violence thing. You know, that could be like a short remedy just to be precaution, like almost like if you're at home, you got to close your door because if the thief comes when the door is not open, is open and walk in. But even if the door is locked, it doesn't stop the thief from coming in.
That's true. They can break.
They can break in the door. Most of the robbing cases that happen is not like somebody left the door open. I think everybody is cautioned enough to close their doors, right? So that I don't think we can blame it at the level of the door. You know, it's bigger than that. It's just bigger than that. It's just the whole thing is just about the gun, the amount of gun that is on the street. I think like the vetting process have to be really strict and thorough as to who they allow to have guns in their hands. You know, yeah, I think at that level it could help, but even at that, you know, you never know. Some people can have guns with the right intention, the next day and wake up in America, they say, I had a depression thing.
But that is the thing. The truth is, I just feel like, it's not like even me, I want to buy a gun. I want to get gun. Especially with what happen now, I'm planning to get my own gun. You understand? Now, but maybe mature people, maybe people that be okay upstairs and more men and get gun. You understand? You know, they like with the deny me man not get gun and all that stuff. Take for instance the kid that what's happen, right? That kid just turned 18. And that was his birthday present. So he got 2 assault rifles for his birthday present. And then just few days later, he used and killed almost 21, close to 21 people. We're minting at you, we don't plan them. But that's horrible. Like, why you want to give a gift to an 18-year-old? No, not a gift. He bought it for himself.
As a gun.
Yeah, he bought a gun for himself.
Yeah, but it's like it goes back to the 18 years old. They're allowed to use to carry a gun, you know.
It's just horrible. Now another thing,
18-year-old man, that man will be right, man. For 18-year-old man, if you sit and grow, but 18 years you are still a baby.
Another
bro.
thing,
Like,
so many people they blame, so many people, me particularly, right? The question why I ask myself now, okay, now true say the Peking they get gun, right? The Peking they get access to gun and this and that and that. The other guy where he shoot 10 people for grocery store the other day, he was 18. This one, 18. And the other thing about similar thing about the nativity, their precision and their accuracy and how well they know how to manipulate these guns, it's insane.
Yeah.
Now high level, it means they know how to use them. You understand? Because gunning as on TV, it's not just about pulling the trigger, it's about the sound, it's about the shaking. Anybody don't shoot guns. It's about the shaking and then for be precise. You understand? So for the picking them for use that gun that they use, and most people they blame them on video games, and because if you don't play video games for America, I played one the other day, I see me man, that thing was real. Like the gun was heavy. When you shoot it really move your hand. So it actually builds you to the extent where if you be efficient with that, if they give you a rifle, I think you'll almost be efficient.
Exactly.
So many people they blame this on video games and all that. Do you think that could be a problem?
Yeah, that could be the problem. You see, the problem is not at the surface. When Ted Cruz said they would have shot the back door, that's just like it's just trying to fix the symptom. But it goes way deeper. You see, when you're saying now you're unpeeling the different layers to it, because that's a valid point. Yeah. Because they are training the mind of this kid to know like you can shoot the gun. Even those games have been there. Like even as an adult, you sit in that thing, your hand really panics. You know. And it's also like I like when you said that because I was also there's this kid. There's almost like a rapper. I don't know. I'm not into all that, but I just heard a story because someone was saying it. The quote is YFN Melee, something like that. The kid, he finds himself in jail because like he plotted an act and killed his friends. You know, then tried to cover the scene and make like nothing happen. You know. But the reason that he was courageous enough at that age, like 18, to hold a gun, he went back to his upbringing. So I saw a documentary. He grew up in the hood, and gun was kept someday like under the table, and he saw it as a toy, playing with a gun, just because he was exposed by his uncle and the people around him. So imagine a child that age that exposed to a gun. What is it teaching them? Then they are watching movies and all those things. People get shot and all that. So it's almost like it creates like a reality to them because the thing is like when you're a kid, like you don't know good from so you don't know as much what is wrong and what is bad. So the people, the adult that surrounds you can influence what you think when you perceive to be right. You know, if people grow up in that environment like that, they might feel like having a gun and shooting a gun is like a toy. Everybody plays with it, you know. And now that gives them the courage to just want to take that thing and just try it and take the life of people, you know. So you see, like you are touching like very, very important points that goes beyond just leaving the door open. It goes way deep. Even the video games, all these cartoons that these kids watch, all these action movies, you know, those are subliminal messages, like the subconscious mind, that things that is informing you without even know it, even as an adult. Sometimes you can just listen to music, you woke up one day, you're just shaking your head like that because the sound of that music has been ingrained in your subconscious, you know. So little things like that is what really destroy the vine, you know. And that is where the problem really starts, if they really want to solve that problem.
Wow. So technically, now we talk to our community, we have to really be careful with our kids. Not just teaching them how to be observant. You can have fun, but you have to, now one thing that mommy teach me when I need to play with them. I feel be for here, my idea for all place inside here, my idea even for outside here, and like I always learn for anticipate. Yeah, how things that wait if it happen. Okay, this man should know for this. So what if? Now so I think, but I feel still continue to get fun. So we get to teach. Number one, we get to teach our kids that. Number two, we get for always try to control the games and whatever they begin they watch them. Yeah. Sometimes they be able to put restriction. I remember when I was like, because me from 11 years old, I typed all the start stay me one. So I was a very smart guy. Yeah. So if you be even give me something like a mobile phone or whatever, and then according to you don't put restriction and all that, I will break those things. Yeah. They begin they know how to go for YouTube. They learn how to crack those codes. They know how to go for their tablet, go for different websites the way you know about them. Yeah. They'll go for school, their friends, they will share them things the way they watch things the way you only discover now like 5 years later, see they begin to watch the kind of thing. So really need for be careful with that. Now, the next question I want to ask you, Papa. Yeah. Our community, do you think our community leaders, starting from clerics like you, men of God like you, do you think they don't really take that responsibility enough for educate our people, for talk to our people, especially when situations like this happen? Because personally, I don't feel like any person just limit unto church. Maybe they will send 1 or 2 messages for church group and that's it. The person send out for church group. We get about 30 Cameroonian churches around here. But that 30 Cameroonian churches will get them, it not even reach 1/10 of the population of Cameroonians will get them for DFW. So it means that if these churches reach out to their people, they don't just attend to 1/10 of the population. What about the rest of the people? So personally, I don't feel like our church. What about you? Do you think churches do? If you feel like they do it, just share with me.
Yeah, that's a good question because you know, I'm one of them. So I think like man, like I'm just getting started. You know, I'm still trying to get my feet wet, and what I know is like say sometimes based on the way people were instructed and the way they think a church should go about their activities, they might be a little bit withdrawn from the actual community or society, and they just focus on doing their own thing. I don't think you're wrong. I think the church should be involved in the community and they should hold conversations as such, and to go beyond people just coming to the church. For those who do not want to come to the church, we can use other means to get them where they are, you know. Like what you're saying, get involved in other things that have to do with the communities, which I'm trying myself to get myself a little bit more involved into some things that the average person who does not come to church does, so you can meet them and try to see of how you guys can influence each other, you know, and be the light where there is darkness. So I feel like they have done some, but I feel like much more could be done, you know, and that is a responsibility we all have to take on ourselves to see how we can be more involved and get to meeting with the people where they are, as opposed to waiting for them to come to us. Wow. You know.
So now, it is proven. I know I even talk to people they talk say now facts say some churches they actually share ideologies where if you push people to do that kind of thing. If you manipulate people for be offensive, for be aggressive and all that. I'll play a video to you. You listen and yourself, you tell me.
I'm to the place right now, if you vote Democrat, I don't even want you around this church. You can get out. You can get out, you demon. You can get out, you baby butchering election thief. You cannot be a Christian and vote Democrat in this nation. I don't care how mad that makes you. You get pissed off as you want to. You cannot be a Christian and vote Democrat in this nation. They are God-denying demons that butcher babies and hate this nation. Bunch of devils. I'm sick of it. Hey, want to talk about the insurrection? Let me tell you something. You ain't seen an insurrection yet. You keep on pushing our buttons, you low-down sorry compromisers. You God-hating communist America. You'll find out what an insurrection is, because we ain't playing your garbage. We ain't playing your mess. My Bible says that the church of the living God is an institution that the gates of hell shall not prevail against it. And the Bible says that we'll take it by force. That's what the Bible says.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah,
Wow.
at the end of the
That's
day,
seriously a fiery speech.
yeah, he actually quote the Bible for N. I don't know if he quote the Bible, but he referred to the Bible because you know use a particular verse. I don't know.
That was a fiery
He
speech.
refer, and then I don't know if you listen well, but
Yeah, I did.
the guy is. By the way, my shout out to every person who watch. Thank you very very much, Mr. Leo, my brother, my sister Vicky. Wow, my chap Esunju, my mom. Pretty. Ege Nancy, thank you for watching. Rolling Ajang. Wow, Karabot. Now, if the next man will bring up for you, you need to tell you something. They do what they bring you, they bring the man of God. So that that debate go strong.
I'm gonna get class.
Yeah, thank every person where you know, yeah, and a person where oh my brother, Macmillan. Now, personally, I have so much respect for your opinion also. Yeah, and I'm they talk plenty about the God thing them, they read a lot, and I know your stand and all that stuff. And I know say now you be the only person with community where if you want to do that kind of person and get a conversation.
Yeah.
Now you listen to that man talk. First of all, he say Democrats and demons and this and that and that.
Yeah.
Secondly, talk about insurrection. When he talk about insurrection, he refer to it to happen on January 6th.
Yeah.
So we'll never even see. We'll see and other stuff. Like for me, when I listen to the message, I hear violence. But then this is a man of God. In church, he get at least 1,000 people they attend on site. Online, he get 1 million people. Wow. Do you think that is a good message from the church?
One thing that we have to understand is almost like the church is not like monolithic. It's like everybody have the same opinion. The church is an institution that is founded by God, and they should promote godly values. But you don't forget that it's being run by people, you know, and sometimes these people, they live their own ideology to supersede the person they are called to represent. Yeah. We are all called to represent God. We are all called to represent the Bible, you know. So, but if you can take the Bible and twist it to fit your own opinion based on the side you stand, that is not right, you know. Because he's a Republican, he's trying to bully everybody to be a Republican. You can't do that. People have the right to choose. Yep. Preach the Bible, whatever the Bible stands for, you should stand for it. But at the same time, you got to tell the people what is the right thing you think, what is the thing you think is the right thing to do according to the Bible from the biblical perspective. But you shouldn't, you know, push the other people that do not believe in what you believe in, or you try to make the other people feel bad because they're Democrat, you know. And also that can incite violence, which we are not called to incite violence in any way. Yeah. So I don't endorse that per se. I don't know him as much, so I've not listened to him, the totality of his message, you know, because sometimes they can just clickbait a little thing about somebody, and you know, so I've not like listened to the full length of the conversation, so I might not be able to give a complete judgment on that. But what I just wanted people to understand is like, don't feel like if this church does something, you have to castigate the whole church. That churches are like this, or men of God are like this. That's just an individual. Wow. You know, just an individual. And the fact somebody come and put a suit and call themselves a man of God and all that does not mean that they're men of God. It's almost like they're good mechanic, they're bad mechanic, they're good doctors, they're bad doctors, or they have mechanic shop. So if one mechanic person do not treat you right, are you just going to sanction all mechanics and put them in one category? Or are you going to be like, I'll never take my car to the mechanic because one mechanic guy hurt me? Wow. You know, so people have to understand that and just judge an individual church for that church. I cannot speak on behalf of that guy. He might, we don't know each other. We might even die without knowing each other. But what are we trying to do? We are trying to represent the Bible in our own way, you know. So for me to stand and speak on what he's doing, I cannot, but I can speak what I know is right from a biblical standpoint, you know. And that to me, I feel like he push it a little bit too much. And sometimes pastors can become emotional. They can become emotional and they just want to push the idea into people, you know, which I think that's what he did, because he was pushing more of his stance and trying to bully those people to believe in what he believed. No, people don't have to be Republican. They can choose to be Democrat. They have a choice. If the God created the universe, he says, I come before you, I put life and death. Choose life. God does not infringe your will. You got to make the choice. If that was the case, like, people would not even choose not to go to church. They will just bully them every Sunday have to go to church. But God will give you the will to choose. So who's that guy to come tell people, hey, you can't, if you are this, you are this now? I think he pushed it a little bit too much, you know.
Okay. Now, so many people who are community, they feel like, I
don't get all those points.
Yeah, so many people who are community feel like we are hypocrites. Oh, when it happens in America, we start talking about this and this. Man play some video, more year man.
You have guns so that you protect the streets, but commotion on day now because you keep picking them. Then a mistake. What really is your gain? Oh, you cause with pain. A man is small picking where they carry a soul. It breaks cut up a floor before the mash and it go. Oh, as the mom, I swear my heart is broken. I don't know who for trust again, even my spirit is broken. We run away from home because it's no longer safe. To hide out in the tears that is also not safe. They're smelling in the air like it's beast of no nation. Where is the peace in our love-filled nation? I swear what I don't try for my eye. And as of now, man don't even know step when he go die. Rest well, little babies, till we meet again. Rest well. You have
Yeah, so that was Askia, and title of the song Nangama featuring Mr. Liu. It actually talk about the crisis in Cameroon. What be happen for Ngabu, what be happen for Kumba, where they keep picking them, from Ngabu, and many other things that happen back home, not only in Cameroon, even elsewhere. So people feel like we for diaspora, we are hypocrites. Like, we only talk about these things. When it concerns diaspora, would be loud to 1 million, so oh, justice and this and that. But whereas it happen for our backside, it happen for our neighbor and for Cameroon, it happen for our places, for our communities. Not only for Cameroon, even for we get abuse cases, we get this, we get that. We look at, we turn our eye. But then when it happens for other communities, we will feel like one talk. Is that the same way you feel, or what do you have to say about that?
Man, I really don't know. Like, you know, if people don't pay attention to what is happening back home. But what we have to understand is that, you know, sometimes we get caught up in the world we live now, and it's sometimes we even forget about back home. Because speaking about myself, I won't lie, there are moments where, like, I was not even thinking of reaching out back home, understanding a lot of things that is happening back home, even the culture of Cameroon and all that. It's just not I'm trying to acclimate myself to that, you know. But for a while, when I came to the US, I was not trying to understand some of the things that are going back home. Doesn't mean it's the right thing to do, you know, because that's where I come from, and regardless of what happened, I can never run away from that. But it's just like sometimes we just get consumed into our new war, and we focus less on what is happening back home, you know. But that does not mean it's the right thing to do. We always have to be like a liaison and from the West and what is happening back home, and to try to see if we can give some perspective or to show the light in terms of some of the darkness that is back home. You know, but it's something I don't think we do. We are doing a lot as we're supposed to. But I think it's the right thing for us to do. I think us in the diaspora, we have to try to see how we can reach out, especially when stuff like that happen in our community. Our voice can cause some changes, you know. That's because true. We have a lot of people who look up to us, and they believe that we've learned a few things. And we've learned a few things too, because traveling teaches you a lot. So sometimes us just saying something can make a lot of difference. So I think that's something we should do more. I can't tell if we are doing it enough, because I know personally I've not done it as much, you know. But yeah.
Man, we hope so you start doing better start doing, because we need people like you, not just your prayers, not just, and also you be good with giving for the community and community development and all that stuff, but your voice, people sometimes want to hear, some person video for the way, the fact that you don't quiet,
Yeah.
it just make you feel like, okay, wait till I do be okay. But if you come out and say, hey, I don't think I like this, you understand? Even after 2, 3, 4 years, you go understand, say, okay, this man not like the team. You say, maybe man go think him.
Yeah.
So I feel like we, as a community, we really need to get to that place where we know the only just talk about these things when they happen over here. More try to contribute back home. I get one person where you know it very well, Raphael Gini, and Amari don't always be outspoken. You don't always like. I just like that about him, and a community person. And by the way, I just play a message.
Hello, hello. Hey, I believe everybody out there are doing so well. It's very, very sad about what is happening in Texas, or what happened in Texas yesterday. And I know there's a family out there that are grieved because of this. I want to take time and just comfort every family out there that was victim of this tragedy. I know, as a father, I understand how painful this could be. And, when things like this happen, even though it was not our house, we can see ourselves in. We have our kids that are living every day and go to school. And this could have been, my own child or yours. So, again, I just want to take time and extend a condolence to those family that are going through this. We'll keep you in prayer, and may God really, really grant you the strength you needed to go through this. It's a painful thing, unfortunately. This happened. So, again, stay strong.
Wow, so that was Raphael Gini, popular Cameroonian community builder, businessman, and you know him, right?
Of course.
Tell us a little bit about him.
I mean, what do you want me to say? Raphael, like you said, he's a community guy. He's a guy who has a heart for people. He's trying to help the best way he knows how. By doing many things, coaching, and I think what he's really doing best is to make people to see what people at the top are doing. Because sometimes people don't just know what the big players
big boys are doing.
So yeah, I feel like he gives you some keys on how to play big because he's playing in that league himself. So yeah, I think overall he has a good intention towards the community, and he's going about it. That's what I gotta say.
Wow. So and for me that's it. The one thing that attracts me to people is community building, whatever you're doing for the community. It's one thing that, and also, I don't forget for thank people that watch. I beg thank you plenty. Dima Dollar they see you. Le Prince, my brother, they see you. I beg. I don't tell you ask you question. Una to ask you 1 or 2 questions. Una comment. I want read comments them. I want read questions them. More ask you 1 or 2 questions them. Because maybe me I don't ask my own them. I never ask your own. Una put and then for people that they share, thank you very much. For those who never share, I beg una try share. It is very, very important. Not only when we share, we will get more people to watch and get more people to involve with the conversation. Thank you very much for our time, especially people in Cameroon and people in Europe. Now after 12 already, after midnight, where you supposed to sleep for go work for morning, but you don't decide say once you done. Watch with small time with the round up now, my brother.
Yes,
if
sir.
there is something you were to tell our community with regards to everything that happened and how we can forge ahead and what we can start doing to make sure our tomorrow is really, really good, what will you say?
To me, like even going back to what you said earlier about what are we doing to reaching out to the people back home. Me personally, I feel like what we have to do is to prepare. There are many things we can complain about. There are many things we think is not the right way for it to be done. But guess what? If you are not ready, if you are not prepared, and you will not put yourself in a position to address some of those problems. I feel like us here in the diaspora is an opportunity to learn from people who are doing it well. Because whether we like it or not, the society we are living is a progressive society. They've once been in the dark ages, like other continents, like even Africa, but they've been able to climb the ladders. And what are the things they've done? You know, now that we are opportune to be in an environment as such, we can learn a lot of things from them and just prepare ourselves. Whether we like it or not, 20 years, 30 years from now, some of the people, the political leaders who have back home that will feel like they're not doing what they ought to be doing, they will not be there.
That's true.
And if they are not there, who is going to step up?
Them? That's true.
Are you at a position where you can step up? Are you mentally developed? Have you educated your mind enough to be at a position where you can have a wisdom where people can find safety in that wisdom? Are you at that level? Have you built your capacity to a point where you can be the next person to lead and to provide solution? Are you ready financially to lead people and not to abuse people? Because we complain these people, they get themselves rich by robbing people off. Yes, guess what? If you're not financially ready, when opportunity comes, they give you that position, you're going to enrich yourself from the people.
That's true.
So to me, it's just like we have to prepare for the future we want. We have to prepare and just keep building ourselves up. So when the opportunity comes to bring a change massively, we should be ready. So those are the diaspora. Keep learning, keep growing, keep challenging yourself, keep stretching beyond your culture and exposing yourself to different cultures. See what they see. What are they doing? What are the Chinese doing? What are the Arab people doing? I went to Dubai. I was mesmerized. Dubai, Qatar, Saudi Arabia. I saw how these people were able to develop the nation, and I was really, really challenged. I took some of the books of the leaders over there. It was mind blowing, the things I discovered, how they took themselves from nothing to where they are today. So those are some things I feel like we have to do. Keep exposing ourselves, keep enriching ourselves, building our capacity, getting all the resources so we can bring a change to our local communities and to our nations back home, because we are the one to make the change that is needed. So the preparation is needed, because it's almost like I always tell people, if you want to solve a problem, you can wake up one morning and be like, you want to take off homeless people. You can go to the store, buy pizza, go to the street and give them. That's good. But have you solved the homeless problem? No, you haven't. Another way to do it, you can look the homeless people in the community. You create an organization. You can, whatever you want to name it, and register the organization, make it legal. Have like some few people and share them the idea. They can put money together. Then you start solving the homeless problem. Rent a place. Go out in the street and start taking one at a time. Then look at the city. Make a proposal to the city. Hey, you are this guy, you have this organization, you want to solve this homeless problem. Guess what? The city is going to give you money. There are like-minded people that have that passion to take care of homeless people. When you pitch to them, they might buy into it. And guess what? They might just say, hey, Toride, I don't have the time to go out and take care of all these people. But since you have an organization, every month I'll give you like $30. You see, if you get 100 people every month, that's how much coming. That's $3,000. So you see now you can address the homeless problem better, as opposed to somebody who is woke up in the morning out of a place of emotion, go get pizza. You doing the pizza is good, but you've not solved the problem. But if you do it like that, you can solve more problems. And now your vision will be to take people from homeless to become leaders. So you are not just giving them a food to cure the temporal hunger, you know, but you're trying to get them to their feet so they themselves now can go and help other people, you see. So that's a way to go about it. So it goes back to the preparation.
Wow, you just said something, leadership. Everything you said now centers around leadership, good leadership and all that. And one thing I've noticed about our community is I don't hear a lot of people doing politics. Do you think that is something we should start considering?
Oh, I mean, like, politics is important. It's important. It's like they say, like, politics is about who benefit. If you're not, if you think it's not important, guess what? The decision that they make in the White House, it affects each and every one of us. Whether you like it or not, you can pray all the prayer you want to pray. You can be a man of God, sing and worship and cry, pray. But if they make a policy in the White House, it's going to affect you. So those areas are important. I think key areas like that, we need people we can trust, people that have good values to take roles like that. Let me get into the Bible. There's a scripture that says, it says, when the wicked rule, the people suffer or the people perish. But when the righteous lead, there is safety, the people rejoice. So we need people that have good morals, people that have credibility, people we can trust. So why not for the righteous people to step and take the place of leading and you know, occupying those strategic positions in politics, because we can endorse their values, and they will be at a better position to do good, as opposed to a guy who just want it for fame, a guy who is just out there just doing his thing, you know. So those positions are really, really important for people of a decent character or values to consider and to go for it. You know, I'm open for it. I always tell people, I'm open for everything. I'm preparing myself for everything. They want me to be a president someday.
You're ready.
I'll be ready for it. You know what I'm saying? There's no limit. We just keep doing what you're doing. Just keep building whatever shows up. If people trust you and people be like, hey, I know you're the man to take the shot. I'm like, hey guys, let's do it.
Okay. I'll ask you some crazy question.
Yeah.
I know you're a man of God, and now the reason why I ask you the question.
Yeah.
What if at the end of the day, heaven exists?
Boy, that's a good question. See, look, what you put in the favor understand. For me, the Bible changed me. It changed my life like 360. People would know me. I'm a contradiction to where I was growing up in Douala.
Yeah.
I not be like, oh, this sweet guy, this similar. Trust me, I've been in the trenches. I know street. I know I've been involved with some kind of life very, very young. So I know the in and out of the street, you know. Person like me, the Bible helped me a great deal. So
as a Bible, not even as you will go to heaven.
No, forget even about the heaven. The Bible, even the Bible says, it said the Bible, it has profit for this war and even in the war to come. So the blessings, the promises of God, not just about heaven, not about how you can walk with God today. Now the beauty that with this thing. Now how if you interact with God, how God will even help you to deal with your navigate through your hurdles and for life. Just a mental transformation that happens when you understand God. The value, lining you up to doing the right thing. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Just the peace of mind you get, just the comfort you have in your soul. You know how many people that die because of depression?
That's true.
But those all, so there are many, many benefits to it. So if heaven does not exist, bro, I'm good. I've benefited a lot, and now I'll be like, hey, this book has helped me. God has really helped me, and thank God that I had this idea about God, because that really helped me. Because everything I'll become is gonna be because of that. Because I found God when I was freshman at the university, and all through up to now this 30-something. You know, that has really kept me from a lot of trouble, from a lot of calamity. So, heaven aside, man, this thing I'll choose it any day, anytime, anywhere.
Wow.
Yeah.
I like the answer. I like the answer. So now tell us about you. Tell us about the Golden Church.
The Golden Church, I've been around for a while now. It's something that I've had a vision long time ago, even when I went to the Bible school, probably back in 2014. But now was just the right time to set it up. So pretty much our vision at the Golden Church is to raise leaders that are Christ-minded or godly-minded, spiritually grounded, mentally developed, socially responsible, solving problems and creating opportunities through church plantings, non-profit, entrepreneurships, and business initiative.
Wow.
That is a vision we have. That is why we have the Golden Church. You know, it's a church that is proactive in reaching out into the trenches and taking people by the bootstrap and making people becoming leaders that can be of a great asset to their communities and change their nations. That's pretty much what the Golden Church is all about. So if you come to the Golden Church, expect that you're going to be challenged, you're going to be inspired, you're going to be pushed, so the best of yourself can be revealed. Not only are you going to grow in the things of God, but you're going to grow outward as well. Because sometimes people just go to church, everything stays within the confinement of the church. No, but the Golden Church, we believe you have to become a living epistle. You have to become the Bible at your work, in your community, in everything you do. You have to reflect that. So it's more or less of what happens within the church, but more of what happened out of the church.
Wow.
Yeah.
Some person might be able to ask question. He say, my question is, since the incident, brief, what do you think say be the way out of this whole crisis with mass shooting and all that?
Bro. Like I said, this thing, bro, this thing is really complex. Even people, the best of people at the White House and Congress, even the president.
It's funny, the president was asking, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? You know, so once the president asked, I said, what are we going to do? Wait to talk.
So, I mean, it's a very complicated problem because it's almost like everybody cannot be
If you were made president, what would you do?
I think what we really have to do, because safety is important, the economy is important, people's rights are important. This is a free nation, and with freedom comes a lot of things. Freedom means people will do things they don't like, but freedom is still better than oppression. If you want to live in an oppressive society where they tell people what to do, it kills people's potential. People don't flourish. The strength of the United States is because it's a free nation, but it comes with its own cons as well, you know, and that is one of them. So if I'm a president, what I would do, I don't think will stop people from having guns if they choose to, because self-defense is a thing, and people want to defend themselves in case of craziness that happens.
Yeah.
But what I really feel like we have to do is the vetting process have to be really, really strict in terms of who owns a gun, and we really have to work with all these companies that produce all these guns to make sure they are going through a serious vetting process, you know, in terms of who they are selling the gun to, and the distribution center and all those things. So I feel like those are the things that could be done, and also to chase some of those guns that are hidden under the table, because there are some guns that people have that they didn't get it from the legal way. That guns that people ship from Mexico, you know that, right? All these drugs people and stuff. You know, if you have watched like a documentary of this, like Escobar and all those people, there are ways for those people to smuggle things into America, you know. So all those entries have to be closed in a way, you know. Yeah, but I don't think to stop the whole gun thing is something you can do in a free nation as this. And again, the economy reason too, you know, the economy reason, it helps the economy create jobs too, you know, so it's like it's a double sword thing, you know.
Just like you, I feel like that's my opinion also. I understand the economic importance. I understand every other thing, but at the end of the day, if we have all this money and have all this hold and people are dying, I don't think it's a good thing. So we can just do those basic things, make sure the background check is there, make sure there's restriction. We make sure you are an adult, you reason properly before you can get a gun. And then the other part is the type of guns people can get. Why would somebody be getting an assault rifle for?
I know.
You understand? If you're going to kill a rabbit, it's not like you're going to shoot an elephant or you're going to a war zone. You understand? Except we have proof that you're going to a war zone, then we can give you an assault rifle. So I just feel like they should restrict there should be a lot of restrictions.
Yeah, a lot of restriction could be the way out. And even like what you said, then even at the individual level, the family level, or even as a national level, some of those video games should be like restricted.
Family,
those videos games and some of those, they don't have to endorse some of those companies, you know, because those are things that create some kind of, you know, thing in the mind of the kid, a subliminal message to make them feel like it's just normal to play, use a gun as a toy and just pop, you know. So those are some things that could be done.
There's this video circulating online of a kid saying, he's like 7, 8 or 9 years old, and it seems like the teacher asked one of these orientation classes, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" He said, "I want to be a murderer." Yeah, he said, "I want to be a murderer," and then the teacher was like, "Okay." And the way the kid explained everything, he understands who a murderer is. So he used the word murderer for who he wants to become, and then he started talking about killing. I'll kill everybody. I'll do that, and at the end he concludes with, "I want to become a murderer."
Because you see, those are subliminal messages that people get from movie. When you watch an action movie, the guy who kills people becomes a hero, and the people who die, they are the villains. You know, so what kind of message is coming? That message, it gives a signal in the mind of that child.
True.
That the guy who kills people, he's the one who called the shot. He's a leader, and I want to be like that. You know, like I said, the reality is subjective. You know, reality is what you're exposed to. If you grow up in that kind of environment that you feel like they make you feel like gun is a normal thing, you're gonna feel like a gun is a normal thing. You know, because that is the environment you find yourself. If you grow up in a Muslim environment, you have to become a Muslim not by choice, just because the environment and make you to feel like that. Are you gonna feel like anybody who is not a Muslim that the one doing the wrong thing?
That's true.
You know, so those are just like reality and information and exposure. You know, so those things, if a kid is exposed to that, they grow up and they feel like the kid was saying that, not even knowing what he said is a bad thing.
That's true.
You know, there was another video. I think there was a kid too in the African American community that he says he want to be a bad guy because doing bad is fun. That, like, there's a video on YouTube like that a long time. The thing went viral. He said because doing bad is fun. The kid took his grandma car and went and hit it to the wall. You know, he was just doing atrocity. He said he liked to be bad because being bad is fun. You know, so yeah, it's just a lot of things, man.
Wow. Oh God, man, I think we are getting towards the end of this beautiful segment. Okay. I don't know what happened around here, but something is wrong. Yeah, we're getting to the end of this beautiful today, and now I don't know if some people, any person the way they want me to call them or something, any person they want me to call them, just let us know, and I'll call you, give your contribution. But for the meantime, more listen to. I want to watch this video and then we'll talk about them a little bit. But any person want me, I beg, thank you very, very much for watching and contributing and everything. I want to watch this one video and then we'll talk about them and then we'll start thinking about wrapping up. Any person want me calling me, let me know. Now, some person asked some question. Are there any policies put in place that you need to meet before owning a gun? Yeah, there are policies put in place, but the policies no policies exist because, exactly. Mind you, the kid who committed the atrocity just turned 18 and he bought those guns, 2 assault rifles, on his birthday or after his birthday, allegedly, right? And he used that gun to go do whatever. Like, there's nothing like background, no serious background check. Maybe they'll just ask you ID, or they'll just ask you what to be a name, or like very basic rules. So that is the concern we all have, you understand? Because I was discussing with somebody today, the person tell me, say, if you just argue with your picking so for 4 p.m., he vex with you, he just go you for down road, because they say gun, if you just come on over corner, please they say gun, he just come on go buy a gun. Come out for house for 6 p.m. Just shoot to kill him. That was what the kid did. Yeah. Killed the grandmother, and then posted on Facebook, "I'll kill my grandmom." He did that, and then posted, "I'm going now to an elementary school." While he was going to the elementary school, he had an accident, and then we don't know if he be going over that school we go there on because of that accident. We decided to stop for that school, and then force his way into the school, and then do what he did. So yeah, laws and but the laws are not really be tough that way, and with the struggle I say, may they make the laws tougher. I'm gonna watch the video. Any person who want me call me, text or me call me, or I don't know anything if you do, but just let me know you want to contribute, and then we'll call you.
Abedasho obike mbali busona mona mutazolela mebazo seka ekwa bakolela pe opacité kolela ya plaisir. Yes Helly, you know what you're doing to me, girl. I know you're doing that on purpose, but I like it though. Let's go, huh?
You drive me crazy, crazy, baby, and I want your love for life. Look me deep into my eyes and you send chills down my spine. Tell me what to do, baby, you know I blow your...
Wow, thank everybody where they watch. I see my sister Nikki Fondong. You dey come for N, I beg no forget for share. I see my baby Lizzie Bees, my small sister I like her so much. Thank you, babe. Sylvia, the watch. I see Collins Dima. I see Lo Prince, my brother. Thank you, guys. I see my boss Vicky. I see my boss, another boss, Karabo House. I see Rolling Ajang. I see my sister Ege. Ege Nancy, I feel like we need to meet. I feel like we need to find time, sit and talk. I see what you're doing. And trust me, you're doing wonderful for our community. Your consistency is the one thing I really like about what you do. Find time. I don't know. I'll try to inbox you after this. More find time. We have a studio right now in Arlington. If you get time to create content, you can always come here and do whatever I want to do. But just find time to talk. Thank you very much for the support. I see Flamsy Wayne, my brother. Thank you very much. My sister.
That's my little bro.
Okay. I see my sister Pretty Abwa Boseme Esunju, my boss. Yeah, thank you guys very much. And please don't forget to share. Don't forget to share. So many people never watch now because they probably no see we will be live. We'll announce this live like 3 hours before now. Yeah. And maybe with time we'll announce some earlier and all that, and then get people to join and watch, and then share the topic with them so that they prepare their questions and all that. But if there is one thing I know has happened today, me and you don't learn a lot from him. Trust me, I'm my younger brother, but I have so much respect for him because he's a very smart and humble person. And he could tell you the way we did. When I ask you a question, of in a bite to mom say, no, I want me to stop gun, I want me to know. He could tell her the truth. And even if you know if you understand which way they talk now, later on watch this video, later on reflect on which way they talk, you'll understand, say, which way they talk are just the truth. So how can we find you? Some people they already ask whether you're single and all that stuff. How can we find you on social media?
I mean, I'm everywhere. I think I'm on TikTok, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram. YouTube. So my name is simply Arnold Atanga, A-N-O-L-D Atanga, A-T-A-N-G-A. So if you put Arnold Atanga, I'm going to show up on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok, on YouTube. Mm-hmm. And also, we have a physical church, Richardson, 205 East Cottonwood. Richardson, 75080, Suite C. You know, so if you're around the Metroplex, you want to meet me in person, I'd love to see you and to shake hands so we can talk and get to know you, you know. We're just getting started, but we believe like this is a movement that it's going to make things happen. You make a lot of difference in the life of many people.
Wow.
Yeah, and thanks for having me.
But thank you very, very much for coming. We don't chop soya, I don't drink water, they drink my water, my kind water too.
So much fun, man. I know, I feel like not
No, this is home. Trust me, this is home. Any day, anytime, no say we're ready for receive you. If you have anything you want us to talk about, if you have anything you feel like we can be of help to you, just let us know. I don't know if we get any other videos say we need for plan. By the way, the video we just watched was G Fashion Online.
Yes.
What is your opinion on what he's doing?
I mean, bro, like whatever anybody, you know my stand about everything. I'm for people doing good and people doing what they really like, what they're passionate about. You know, you live when you really do the things that matters to you, and it happens like that's something that really matters to him because you see the way he's pushing it and the consistency and all that. So man, kudos to him, man. I think I'll probably go there. They have a location somewhere.
They have a for now he has a showroom in Funny. Funny, yeah. Okay. But then I can arrange for you to go there because I want when you're going there, I want to come there with the cameras and everything.
I'd like to go
so
there
we
and
can
probably get something to support.
I promise so.
No, yeah, just pick me anytime.
Okay.
Without any issue.
Yeah. So man, thank you guys so much for watching. Yeah, follow him on social media, and trust me, reach out to him personally, and you'll be happy. You are friends with somebody like this. I don't know if I get any more thing for say. It's been 1 hour already, and this show for being a 1 hour. Thank you very much. Please don't forget to share, don't forget to comment, leave us. If there's anything you feel like we need to do differently to make this whole thing better, let us know, inbox. If you want comment. If you want insult me for Facebook, insult me. Anything you want to do, me, I consider I'm like constructive criticism.
That's right.
I want that. We are just starting, we are just beginning. We want to do something that tomorrow you and me will be proud of. And if you do it by myself, and if you do it just me and you,
that's right.
It's a collective effort. That is more to it that we get done with today.
Bye, everyone.